Hello and welcome to Stocks Down Under. My name is Stuart Roberts and I'm one of the co-founders of our service. And joining me on the morning of Thursday, the 28th of November, 2024, all the way from Belo Horizonte in Brazil, is Dr. Fernando Tallarico, who's the CEO of Axel REE, ASX AXL. Fernando, good evening for you.
Good morning for you. Thank you for having me, Stuart.
It's a pleasure. Fernando, you and I were first introduced in 2019 when you were with a company called Agia Resources, which was based down in Rio Grande do Sul, very bottom end of Brazil. You've since relocated to Belo Horizonte to build Axel REE. What motivated the move up into Minas Gerais state?
Well, first of all, the critical minerals is a sector that I have been following for quite closely, and until we got to this opportunity to develop these projects in Minas, we're going to have a little bit of time to talk about this, but I'll explain to you the potential and how things are moving. Very happy with the job, the projects, and the city. I have lived here before. It's a great place to be.
Right. So two main projects for Axel REE. And you and I were talking before we pressed the button. There's Caladao right next to where Meteoric have hustled up their project. The one that's really got you excited is Caladao, in the famous Lithium Valley that the Canadian company Sigma put on the map. More recently, Latin Resources did pretty well with their project. You're now kicking around looking for rare earths in the Lithium Valley. How's that going?
Well, our group also went to the Lithium Valley, obviously thinking about lithium, but very quickly we realized there were several generations of different granites in that area. So they're called the G1, G2, generation 1, 2, 3, and we realized that one particular generation of these granites was very fertile for rare earths, and the first test we did on auger drilling, essentially everything that we sampled came back mineralized, and in a strike length of over 12 kilometers of mineralized rare earth mineralization. So that was the basis of us developing the project, and which really guided my work so far as chasing this beast. And we just released a second batch of results. And again, it's essentially how every discovery that I have participated in my life works. You start seeing ore grades from very quickly in the beginning of the project, and you don't stop seeing them. And Caladao is going this way. We announced the first batch with excellent results. Yesterday, we announced a much more substantial volume of drilling data, and we're getting incredible results. It's very close to the surface.
It almost makes you fall off your chair when you look at it. Parts per million in the thousands for the intersection you're getting from your NdPr, all close to surface, and as you say, over a 12-kilometer strike length. This is so exciting. Some corrupt Brazilian politician is going to want to ban it.
I don't think so.
No, this is Brazil. You don't have corrupt politicians ever, right?
No, you know what? Talking about that, Minas has a group that they call Invest Minas, and it's designed to. It comes from the state government, but the objective is to help develop the critical mineral sectors in the state, and they have been very active. They have been signing MOUs with many of the Australian companies, and I'm sure we're going to be signing one very soon with the government since we materialized this discovery.
Well, what's great for you, obviously, the whole world is worried about how to break the usual supply chain of China dominating rare earths, and we're in the early stages of a transition for building a non-Chinese supply chain. You're there in the Western Hemisphere with some decent rail lines out of Minas up to the ports, and then from there either to Europe or North America. The location is ideal, on top of the fact that the project potentially is a monster.
Exactly. Location is great. The jurisdiction is great. Minas Gerais, translated to English, it means general mines. It's a mining state. It has been a mining state since the colonial Portuguese times, when the first Europeans came into the country. and very active today on everything that you basically can imagine, like from aluminum, bauxites, iron ore, fantastic world-class iron ore deposits. And now the critical minerals it developed very well. Sigma, as you mentioned, and others like Latin minerals. And and now us on the rare earth space, and then obviously following on Meteoric and other companies that are in the state, but in different, more to the south.
Right. Let's talk about Meteoric now that we're touching on that. You've got some ground right next to the Caldera project that Meteoric are in the process of building up. What's the aim there? So there's you, there's Viridis, there's Meteoric, all across the same very rich structures, which are now proven to be quite productive in terms of rare earths. What do you hope to achieve there?
The situation there is a big difference. First of all, we're not starting from scratch, right? We're going to a caldera that is known to be mineralized. And as you said, Meteoric and Viridis, they started before and they have well-developed projects. So what our strategy there is to put value on our ground, right? We don't have that much big portfolio as we do in northern Minas. But we have very good tenements inside the caldera. So these are our main objective. Right now, we're drilling them. We have released already some initial results. Everything fantastic. We're getting to ore grades. We're hitting materials similar to or equal to Meteoric and Viridis in the alkaline caldera. So basically, the objective is to cover our portfolio and we decide from there. But we have to put a value on it. And then we move from there. But the northern Minas Valley, the Lithium Valley, is a whole different game. We're looking at a world-class discovery, and really it was a breakthrough. We found rare earth in the district was everybody else was looking for lithium. So. And we have a very good land position. So all these things combined make Caladao really our flagship project.
Right. Let's talk a bit about you. You're Dr. Tallarico, bachelor's degree at University of Brasilia in geology, PhD University of Campinas in Sao Paulo. You've worked at Vale, which we mentioned before, Noranda, I believe, the Canadian nickel play. Tell us about some of the highlights of your career before you got working on Axel REE.
So yes, I graduated in Brasilia in 1990. So 34 years continuous experience in the market. And so the first job I had was with Vale. I started on process mineralogy. So I spent 5 years working with geologists, but also with process engineers. And really, we were looking at process design, so flotation plants, every different aspects of iron ore mining or processing, essentially, manganese, kaolin, everything that Vale was working. I worked on a research center there, and specifically on process mineralogy. So this, I think, helped me a lot over my career, because after that, I went into really grassroots exploration with Vale up in the Camajás, up in the copper district, and then I moved on to Noranda, BHP. BHP was doing diamonds, but the basis of my career, having been able to work with process mineralogy, always gave me a very good understanding of what do we want to find,
Right.
What's a good ore? What's a good economic project? Right?
So to you, the most exciting part of the discovery process isn't the discovery; it's the met test work that follows from the original discovery.
Well, these days I heard a line that I absolutely agree. You see, well, you discover mineral deposits in the first early days, but the reality is that you construct it. Right. Over time, you construct an economic project. You construct, you do the metallurgy, you plan, you go around the problems, you resolve things, and then finally you get to a lucrative, profitable project.
All right. We're having this conversation about a month before Christmas 2024. Imagine it's coming up to Christmas 2025. What do you hope the company will have achieved by then?
So we continue with the drilling. So we completed our initial 2,600 meter program, and now we're starting a 20,000 meter program. So we're going to be continuously drilling over next year, and simultaneously, as soon as we outline the sizable potential resource, we have to bring in the auditors and issue a maiden resource. So that's one achievement to next year. So at least the maiden and inferred resource, and say by the end of the year, maybe we go into to measure it and indicate it. And as on the site, we have to advance on mineralogy and metallurgy, really to think how this ore reacts, and how the liberation, the rate of recovery of the rare earth, and this will have to be determined. But so far, mineralogy looks very standard. It's clay rich, so it's really ionic absorption clays, mostly kaolinite. So the initial information is very good, but obviously we have a long way to go.
All right. Dr. Fernando Tallarico, well done on what you've achieved at AXL REE so far. Caladao is sounding quite exciting. As someone who's made a bit of money in Latin resources back in the day, I'm kind of looking forward to what happens next on this one. Keep up the good work, and come back and talk to us again very soon.
Excellent, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.